you're not that guy. And then you're not even Dominican for real. Like you're like a Venezuelan Dominican. You're not even like what I normally go for. Like you got in off the strength of being a sweetheart, and then that's not even who you really are. Like get out of here. And he had talked crap about me to my friends, and he thought that because my friends were Dominican, they weren't gonna tell me. He told them, "Yeah, I'm with Nikki, but I'm always gonna, dib and dab with Latina girls." That's what he told them. Like Latina girls are, they're this, and this. And when my friends told me that, they were like, "Nikki, you are beautiful. Like, if I were your man, like, I would never say that about you. Like, yeah, of course we'll look, but we're not gonna do like what he's talking about." And this is a guy and a girl, a Dominican man who's married to a black girl. Anyway, they told me, and I said to him, like, "You thought they weren't gonna tell me? They're my friends. Unlike you, you're supposed to be my friend for life, and you went talking crap, and you thought they weren't gonna tell me? Like, you're corny, bro." And that's why I mentioned the part about like you look all right. Like the fact that you're trying to say something about my looks and compared to whoever, bruh, you're lucky. Like you're one of the least attractive of any of my exes. If we're keeping it real, so don't do that. Don't do that, bro. And you're broke. Like get out of here. Like my ex, he's a millionaire in Dominican Republic, and he looks better than you. So don't do that. Like I have a slick mouth, and that's the thing. Like I'm a sweetheart, but it's like when you do me wrong, and I'm a Leo too, it's hard for me not to cut you. Like don't do it, bro. I will make you cry. Like do not do that. And I don't like to do that. It's crazy. It's terrible. And I try to stay away from it.
Yeah, no, girl, I totally feel you on that. People always say that the sweetest people are the baddest bee. So don't mess with a sweet person. Okay. So when people are giving you their friendly side, their good energy, take that. Because sweet people, they don't have a middle ground. They triple the energy. If you give them sweet energy, you're gonna get sweet energy. If you give them bad energy, oh, they're gonna triple that. And I said this because I'm an Aries. Aries people that people say Aries women, we are very sweet, friendly. We see our energetic fan side, but people always take that as a weakness until they try
Yeah.
us. We don't look for trouble, but you try me and you bring me trouble, or you be around for your life because I'll catch you. I'm an Aries, and me and Nikki are both fire
Yeah.
signs. We fire signs take our sweet side, okay? Because you don't want to see the other side. Because when we bring it, oh yeah, people always like, oh my gosh, you changed. No, I didn't change. You brought BS to me, and I just
You
showed you
brought it
another.
out. You
I
begged
brought it
for
out.
me.
Beg from you. Ask for the smoke. I'll give you the
Yeah.
smoke.
That day that I cut him with my words, he was like, and I was like, didn't I tell you? Don't do that. Don't do that. Please, man.
And do that. The sweetest people are the baddest B. Always remember that they are the baddest B word. So there's no middle ground. Don't look for smoke, you won't get no smoke. Simple. Anyway, Mama, moving on to this
Exactly.
wonderful topic. Thank you so much for sharing, girl. You are awesome. And I value your transparency, your vulnerability, your authenticity. That's really admirable. Thank you. And moving on to this guy, of course, he was a cheater. So when did you find out that he was cheating?
So this was crazy. Out to me for months. And I just had her blocked. I'm like, she's an ex. She has nothing. Like I saw the photos that she sent me and I'm like, girl, these are old pictures. And then on top of it, she only had like 5 pictures total. So I'm like, oh, that's an ex. That's some chick that he like kicked it with for a little while. But this dummy, he had the nerve to get his little hair colored and do some weird crap to it. And that's when she hit me with that. And that's when I knew. And I'm like, yo, dudes are so stupid. So I hit him up and I'm like, yo, you can't lie your way out of it, bruh. Like there you are sitting at the foot of her bed, hugging her daughter with the hair that you just sent me a picture of that you got done, bro. You sent me that picture. You can't deny it now. Like, oh no, no, Nikki, no, you need to don't even worry about that because let's not even I don't even remember what he was saying to me because in my mind, my ego was just like, man, you're about to look. ridiculous in front of all these people who know about your relationship and people who are wishing bad on the relationship, all of that. And then, of course, like the day that I left, I didn't give an F about any of that. Like, if they feel that I look stupid, say less. Like, if anything, I was stupid for like 6 months. Absolutely. I take that. And I'm okay with that. But what I was not about to do was get pregnant by this dude, marry this dude, bring him over here so that he can continue to cheat on me, take my money from our businesses, and then go and be with some other lady. Like, oh no. Mm-mm. And I felt that that's something he would have done after my friends were like, Nikki, do you know this funny looking had the nerve to try to say something about you when I know how the guys talk about you and when I see how the guys like act towards you when we're together, like this guy, he doesn't deserve you. And even that same guy, like he's got family members that are interested in me. And of course I'm like, yeah, of course, because I'm American, whatever. But I have a trick though. When I get back over there, I'm not telling guys when I meet them where I'm from. I'm not telling them any of that. Just to see like who they are then, you know what I mean? I might even like lie and say I'm from like Panama or something just to like see, their heart and see where they are, you know? I don't know. We'll figure it out.
Okay, so he was cheating, and all this time he was cheating, he was not really faithful to you. And plus he wasn't all that good looking. He didn't have much going for him. He didn't have a good job. He was broke, he not good looking, cheater. Just basically beneath you, you know. So my viewers may be wondering, an intelligent, beautiful woman like you, how did you end up with somebody like this?
So in the beginning, um, he was just so sweet. And it was, to me, it felt like he was being genuinely sweet. And I knew that he was listening to everything I said because he would bring it back up. How did the meeting go? How's your niece? Did the birthday party go well? Have you eaten? Um, just all these questions that I'm like, oh my God, like, oh, you care for real. And even my mom and my sister were like, wow, that's so sweet, that kind of a thing. And then, on Facebook, his entire family embraced me. His Venezuelan family, Brazilian family, Dominican family, all of them were my Facebook friends. And we still are Facebook friends, but I just haven't gone and like deleted everybody. I think even he and I are still probably Facebook friends on there because I'm just like, I don't care if he sees how happy I am, you know what I mean? And how, that I'm living my life, that I'm not like, oh, whatever. Yeah, just attentive, super attentive, and just really sweet with me. And I'm at a place now where I like the nice guy, the sweet guy. I've gone through the whole thing of like the bad boy and all of that. And now I appreciate the good guy and the sweet guy. I appreciate that. I like it.
All right. So you think you were attracted to him because he was kind of like a bad boy kind of person, or
Not even the opposite. I was liking the fact that he was sweet. I was liking that he was nice and caring and kind and wasn't like talking about, oh, send me some naughty photos and things like that. Like he wasn't raunchy with me or anything. And that's what, of course, when I got there, 5 months after meeting him, I was with it because I'm like, he was so respectful. He never came out of pocket about any of that kind of stuff. So that made me more interested.
okay. Yeah, no, thanks for sharing that. So I know we're about to almost done with this part of the interview. Um, so then your last and fourth visit to Dominican Republic, where you stayed for 3 months, and where I guess everything went south. Tell us about that.
Um, I was already frustrated before I got there because I felt like he didn't take the time to really go and look, to find a place that would have been suitable for me and what I wanted.
So on your last visit, you were moving to Dominican Republic for good because you're about to get married, or tell us a little bit about the last visit. Because I'm talking about apartments and rentals.
The last visit was for me to go there and find our apartment that I was going to stay in until he could get here. So I had already planned to be there for like a year and a half. And so I was like, let's rent something for, 2, 3 months. And if we like it, let's ask for the long-term rental on it. So that was the whole reason why I went over there, was for that. And he didn't he didn't find anything. Like I had to do everything. And it sucks because I was here trying to figure it out. And I'm like, I don't even know some of these parts of town. It was in Alma Rosa, and I had never been to Alma Rosa. So I didn't know, how that was. And I hated that apartment. I hated it. It was just tiny, and the hot water wasn't working, and then later on we found out that was because the gas wasn't on, and the guy came and fixed it, and I'm like, Jesus, it's too late now. I already been boiling the water, like, I just didn't like it at all. I couldn't sit outside because of how it was. Like, uh, it was just nothing of what I liked. It was a nightmare, absolute nightmare.
Wow. And this guy lived, where did he live? He lived in Santo Domingo, or where did he live? All this time you were going to which part of Dominican Republic?
Yeah, yeah, he lived in Santo Domingo. Like, I never went to stay at his apartment because I was like, I'm not staying there. It was crazy looking, and it was like 2 foot by 2 foot. So I was like, nah, not doing that. We actually stayed at his baby's mom's house for like 4 days. My last 4 days in the relationship, we stayed at her house. She and her boyfriend had gone to a resort in Punta Cana or somewhere. I don't even remember. And that was kind of tricky too, because I'm just like, well, when is she leaving? Like, I just here because I knew she wasn't gonna be here. So the first night she still stayed, and then she slept in the room with their son and then her daughter, who she has with another guy. And then I slept in the bed with my fiance in her bedroom with the air conditioner. And of course that was kind of crazy thinking like, but his baby's mama was like a little sister to me. She's like in her late 20s, I think. So she looks up to me a lot. And so, yeah, I don't know. It was just a mess. But yeah, she ended up leaving. So those last 3 days, I was watching both of their kids, their son together, and their daughter who's 10. But her 10-year-old, it wasn't really like watching her. That was like hanging out with one of my friends, because she's not your typical 10-year-old. And that little girl looks up to me like crazy. And honestly, when I go back, I'm trying to figure out how I can continue to have a relationship with her, because she's not in a good position. Some questionable things have happened over there, and I witnessed myself watching like the weirdo guys walking by and stuff like that. And I'm just like, I didn't like that at all. So, um, but yeah, I don't know. I'm hoping that I can still make that happen. But she's gonna want me to get back with him. The mom is the problem, and I'm like, I will never be back with him, and I don't want anything to do with her son either. And that's the other thing she doesn't like. But that's his son. I don't want anything to do with him.
Right.
Mm-mm.
So what led to the breakup? Because I know you guys broke up during that trip, right?
Yeah, in that apartment, in that house, we broke up. No, he just he grabbed me, and I was like, you don't grab me, you don't touch me like that. Are you crazy? And I didn't like that he was yelling at his baby mama's daughter, the way that he was yelling at her, and she was crying. I mean, to the point to where he scared her so bad that night. Her son and her daughter stayed with me because he left. And I'm like, you don't need to leave. Stay here. This is your baby mama's house. Stay here. I'm leaving you, but I'm taking the little girl with me because she's terrified of you and begging me not to stay here with you. So I was just gonna take her, and I told the mom, like, I'm taking your daughter with me. You hear her crying, saying she doesn't want to be here. I mean, she was shaking and everything. It was effing horrible. It was extremely traumatic for me. And she was so scared that night. She peed the bed, and she's 10. She came knocking on my door. It was horrible, and I had her and the son with me. her and his son because he left. And I'm like, don't leave your son. Take him. I'm leaving you. And I'm leaving your son as well because I'm not with you anymore. But this little girl, she's not yours. And she hates you now. And so do I. Not hate, but we don't like you anymore. And she's scared of you. So I'm leaving with her, with me, or taking her with me, you know?
What happened that caused him to lose it and grab you and abuse you like that and scare the little kids? What exactly happened?
So when we got back from the store, I was pissed off because he had called my mom and my sister and my family telling them that he didn't know where I was, lying because we were gone for less than an hour. And he did that to just get everybody riled up. And he called his baby's mamas, or I'm sorry, and he called his baby's mom and told her, I don't know where she is with your daughter. And I'm like, me and the daughter were like, why would you tell her that? You knew we went to the store to get the goddamn and to go get the food. Like, what are you talking about? And that's when he started going off. And then the little girl, she went to go sit down and eat food. And I told her, don't sit right there. There's ants. That's where everything escalated. He was like, oh, there's ants. You know why? Because you guys have been eating here every morning and not cleaning up after yourselves. And I said, actually, sir, and this is the first time that I had ever gotten loud or done anything aggressive at him. And I said, actually, there's ants there because your baby's mama was eating crackers there. If you don't believe me, let's call her now since you know so much. And he did not like the fact that I got cute with him. And the little girl was like, I'll go eat over there. And then he was just like, oh, yeah, this is all your fault because these ants. And I'm like, it's not though. I just told you her mom was eating there. So you need to apologize to her and stop yelling at her. Stop talking to her like that. The little girl's sitting there crying. And I'm like, yo, you're a man bullying a child. I'm not having that. Like when I tell you, I wanted to knock him the F out. Like had I had my gun on me on this day, I only would have shot him in the leg after he grabbed me. I wouldn't have shot him before that. But I don't know, man. I was so goddamn angry. So um so then when I he understood like, oh, I'm wrong. And in that moment he was like, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I said I'm sorry. And so then when he said it like that, I was like, you're not sorry though. Like look at your attitude. Like stop talking. Just stop and stop talking to her. Her mom is not here right now, so I'm her mom. And I'm not going to let you talk to her crazy like that. I love this little girl and she loves me like her second mother. Okay? We're not doing that. And that's when he was just like, I said I was sorry. That's when he grabbed me and was like, well, what about this food in the kitchen? Mind you, every time I've been over there, there's been ants on the countertops, on the floor. I've been the one when I go over there, I will sweep up because I'm like, I'm not about to cook in here when there's ants and I'm not going to eat. This is craziness. I'm not doing that. So that's when he got pissed off when I said, stop talking to her like that. And that's when he grabbed me because he couldn't believe that little old Nikki would defend and say something because he tried the night before as well. And I pulled her to the side and I said, I'm going to talk to him and I'm going to talk to your mom as well because this is unacceptable. You're not wrong. You haven't done anything wrong. And I don't like this. And she said to me, I want better for you, Nikki. I want you to have a better man. He's terrible. He's not nice. And I said, I want better for me too. And that was the same night that he came home from work smelling like he had just taken a fresh shower, no sweat on him, nothing. That's crazy. You've been at work since 7 o'clock in the morning. You come home and you have no sweat. Come on, bro. Nobody's stupid. Even a 10-year-old knows that you're over there cheating again, dirty. So, no, absolutely not. So I was fed up. Like I was done. Like you think you're about to have me over here sweating, looking crazy, your baby's mama's house where the air conditioner doesn't work and the power keeps going out. No, I'm done, bro. So that night, after I had slept 2 nights over there with no air, like ants all over the bed smells like pee. You know what I mean? Like crazy. And I'm like, I've got money. I don't have to do this, bro. The only reason why I'm doing this is off the strength of our relationship. and the fact that to pay for anything. I'm not about to pay for everything. If this lady is letting us stay here for these 4 days while we wait for the Airbnb to be ready, we're gonna do that. But what I'm not gonna do is pay any more money because you're broke and you're treating me crazy. So yeah, that was the last straw. That's it.
No, God, I'm so glad you chose you and you helped that little girl and you are the better person with a good heart. And I'm so glad you got out of that bad situation, bad relationship. Everybody should always choose themselves, choose what's right for you. No man is worth the stress, the dysfunction, the chaos. No amount of love, is worth that. You should always love yourself first and choose you in the end. And I'm glad you did that, Miss Nikki. You chose you in the end. Yeah, you went through what you went through, but like I always believe, things happen for a reason. Sometimes we go through what we went through to also tell our story maybe to somebody, help somebody. So it wasn't all in vain. You sharing your story right now, somebody could be watching, you'll be saving lives right now. So it's not all in vain. So I always believe that God takes us through stuff for something for a reason. It's only time that we realize
Absolutely.
what that reason was. It's like a ministry, God building a ministry in you, and it was not all in vain. It was hard when you went through it, but you went through it for somebody else to learn from it. So just thank you, and thank you for those of you who are watching. Please share this video. What Miss Nick is sharing is not just for us to know, it's also to help somebody out there who's in a bad situation, bad relationship. You don't have to stay in there. You don't have to. Choose you. Your health matters. Your mental health matters. Your emotional health matters. Nobody is worth that much over your own life. So again, thank you so much, Miss Nikki. And I didn't mean to open up all these kind of worms from all things, but it's not in vain. Your story will help somebody out, inspire somebody out there. And when they really admire your strength to even be here and talk about it, not a lot of people can do
Oh,
that.
thank
So
you.
thank you for that. Yeah, thank you for that.
Thank you.
And
I appreciate
thank you. Thank you. And then just to close up, and there's a few because I like to ask questions I think my audience will want to know. So how much, I know you talking about spending a lot of money, right? And I know a lot of women when they date Dominican men or men Dominican Republic, those men they don't have jobs, they don't have any money. So a lot of women outside, they have to spend a lot of money, almost like investing in the relationship, So would you mind telling us how much in total you think you spend on this relationship from the beginning to the end? Hey guys, thank you so much for watching until the very end. We will continue the discussion in the next and last episode where Miss Nikki will tell us how much money she spent on this Dominican guy, the relationship, how traveling back and forth, how much did this toxic, bad relationship cost her financially. We'll find out all those details in the next episode and the last episode. So thank you so much for watching this series. Please watch all the other videos in the series, and we'll see you in the next video. Bye and God bless.